Looks like we're back at the coffee table and we're recording another one of these little candy surprise DIY candy kits. And I'm back with Linden, of course. Just so the audience knows at home, I forgot to turn on the microphone to record the audio for this episode, so we're having to record this audio in post-production. So it was only the first couple of minutes that we lost. Oh, by the way, this is made by Bandai Namco, who I believe you mentioned in the previous recording. They brought us Dragon Ball Z. I don't really know what the company is in Japan, but yeah, it's on this meal kit. This is very similar to the Pop and Cookin' meal kit, but it's some sort of imitator. And hopefully it's going to be just as interesting. Spoiler alert, this was a lot more complicated than Pop and Cookin', having made most of it. And look at my fingers wiggle here. I'm clearly saying something interesting.
Yes, you're mentioning that we're filming on a tripod.
That's right. Yeah, this is our first ever episode filming on a tripod and our first ever attempt at recording sound. What a disaster that was.
Yes.
So now I know, I've learnt my lesson. Turn the microphone on before I start recording.
And we just saw like a hilarious joke where you were showing off our hands.
Oh, yes.
And you're like, bring in your hands, Linden. And I said, I can't. I'm holding the camera. And you laughed for like a minute straight.
Oh, yes. And this is one, unlike the last Pop and Cookin' that we did, not that this is Pop and Cooking, this one requires a microwave. And, other ingredients as well, as we'll find out. I think we covered that when we look at the back. But I think this is the point where I say I'm trying to work out what exactly this is. And if we could read Japanese, we might be able to find out what that is. But if I had to guess, I'd say that that's an egg. It's going to be a candy egg, presumably.
That's a pretty safe guess.
We've already made the egg at this point, so we know what a disaster that turned out to be. Spoiler alert again. These, I'm presuming, are green beans. They smell terrible, by the way. I'm not looking forward to eating those. Again, spoiler alert. And, yes, as I already pointed out, this is candy. And this is, I'm presuming, going to be some sort of hamburger beef. I didn't know what that was originally, but you corrected me, but now I can come in with the foreknowledge.
I was gonna ask, tell me more about this, it being a hamburger, because a hamburger is usually like a sandwich.
Well, in Japan,
yes,
this is I don't know, I can't explain.
I think it's an American thing.
Yeah, I guess it is an American thing, and maybe it's a translation thing from Japanese to English, but yeah, who knows?
I think this is
not something we covered.
And the Japanese...
adopted it
from America.
Yes. Well, I'm hoping, we don't know yet, but I'm hoping that beef is not actually beef flavored, and I hope it is some sort of chocolate cake. And as we can see on the back here...
those expectations.
Yes. As you can see on the back here, all of these instructions are in Japanese, making this an extra challenge for us. So we're going to have to go from either assumptions or really rough Google Translate. But yeah, we did all of that off camera, so you don't have to worry about us going through step by step. We did it actually pretty succinctly. We overcooked the milk. We overcooked the milk in the microwave. Spoiler alert. I'm just enjoying having all this foreknowledge going into this video. And I don't know what we're saying in the original, but I've completely forgotten what we said.
Oh, look, you like to...
But I'm pointing and I'm shaking it, and I'm really enthusiastic about it.
You like to leave no stone unturned when you're introducing a product.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're probably talking about the tablecloth.
No, I don't think I went into that
talking
depth.
About the... you're still going on about the hamburger.
Well, I just want to point out the lovely chocolate-looking glaze. Does that come pre-made, do you think?
Yes.
We'll find out when we open the packet. It feels squishy, so I think it's pre-made.
I remember you're looking at the instructions going, when do we make the glaze? When do we make the sauce? I'm like, it's already been made.
Oh, this is the point where I found out, like, they didn't get this one by me, but you actually have to have milk. It doesn't say on the front that you need milk in advance. It only says that you need a microwave in advance. But yeah, the other cooking kit that we had all the ingredients ready, with the exception of water. But thankfully, I got this little out-of-focus Devondale... Get in focus there. There we go. Out-of-focus Devondale $1 carton of milk to the rescue. So we had to go down to the shop before recording this. But, oh well.
Also, you need your own containers.
And I do have my trusty mug of water. Potential spoilers mug, courtesy of Rosanna Doherty. Thanks for that. And my trusty measuring spoons as well. There they are.
Courtesy of Woolworths.
Courtesy of, I guess they are from Woolworths. But, yes, I think this is the point where we open up the packet and see what's inside, and I struggled to work out how to open it before just doing...
I do remember you asking, how do I open the box?
Well, I didn't know if it opened on the top or the side. And look what's in there. So, of course, here we have... here's all the molds. And this is the mold quite clearly for the egg. As you can see, there's the the yolk of the egg. And here is the mold for the mince or the hamburger. And presumably, we haven't got to that stage yet, but presumably we're going to nuke that in the microwave as well, and hopefully it doesn't make a huge mess. Here's the mold for the green beans. Lyndon did a really good job assembling this off camera.
I'm watching myself just take everything off camera.
Yes. So, here, Lyndon's about to take away the mold and snap in. How can you imagine that? Oh, am I going to have to put in sound effects as well? I probably won't, just to...
It broke very violently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, I hope that's what I meant to do.
Like, bring it back in frame. There we go. And yeah, I think it just basically clipped together.
I do take it back off camera, I'm pretty sure.
Let's find out. Because we were trying to toss up whether we should stick it together with sticky tape. Because we're like, oh, it doesn't seem to be holding together very well. But yeah, and then... I don't remember why I picked up the box here.
Just
Any
to stop
guesses?
the instruction.
Oh, that's right. I said we're just going to pour in the liquid at the top. And I think, personally speaking, jumping forward to the future, I think we did a really good job. So stick around to see how we did. This is the point. This is where I said, I found out that 10cc is the Japanese equivalent of milliliters. And it's not just a spin-off band of Godley and Cream.
Yes.
And this is the perfect opportunity for your joke.
Well, it's not a joke. It's real life.
It's the truth.
So I learnt what 10cc was. Well, now I can't think of how to phrase it.
You learnt 10cc as a unit of measurement from our mother.
Our mother, who said it was also the amount of ejaculate a man has.
Well, I'm glad that our mother brought that up.
Yes.
And I'm glad that we didn't lose that joke for all time, because otherwise...
and she was saying, like, oh, is that why the band's called that?
Oh, that's the end of the video. That's the end of the footage. Let's move on to the next video, because presumably this is where we start making the egg, and we don't want to miss out on that. And about halfway through, I realized that we stopped, hadn't got the sound recording.
It's lovely.
And this is the part where I say, oh, look, we're going to start making the egg yolk, and Lyndon's going to pour in the packet of powder.
I remember you were like just talking, and I just started pouring the powder.
Well, I was ready. I was preparing the water over on the right-hand side. Oh, yes, very thorough. Very thorough in getting... I feel like a sports commentator. I've never done anything like this
And in comes
before.
the water.
There's one scoop of water.
And he's
Two
only gone and
scoops of
pulled
water.
it off. Now let's see stirring technique.
Do you think there's going to be a third? No, there's only 2 scoops of water. And yeah, I insisted on using... I really wanted to use this tiny little whisk, but Lyndon said it was going to be too much of a pain in the ass, so instead I got this very reflective spoon where we can quite clearly see our faces in it.
Oh, can we?
Not too particularly well. Only when I
it's
put
in a spoon.
Only when you put the spoon down, and only if you know to look for it. So if someone in a video points it out, and if you look as we're mixing this up, it is becoming very yolky. Lyndon's very impressed at this point. He's just like, look at how much that looks like an egg yolk. I'm really impressed. I think it's going to work out really, really well in the long run.
I've got high hopes for the egg.
Me too. Even though we lost half of the.
It's pretty simple.
Even though we lost half the mixture in the microwave, as you'll find out in the future.
I'm looking to see if there's like a reveal of
this is the point where I found out that the sound wasn't recording. So yeah, goodbye.
Yes.
We'll be back with real sound right now. And now we've turned on the microphone. Hooray!
Well.
So everything before this point presumably would have had to have been re-recorded by Linden and I. That'll be fun.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
Because otherwise all the footage will be a waste and it will be disingenuous.
remember all those great jokes we said?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to. Well, yeah, it's just as good at jokes in that one, in the new footage.
I was just about to tell a story about like one of my lecturers
Yes.
loves to sort of ask open questions that no one wants to answer. So it just sort of turns into the Linden Comedy Hour.
Oh, really?
So if he asks an open question and like for a minute, no one says anything, that's when I go, it's time for Linden to say something.
Okay. And what do you say? Give us a great, hilarious example. I've dripped a bit of yolk. I've already ruined this, just like I've ruined the video by not turning the microphone on. Well, there's our yolk. All right, let's make up the stuff for the egg white when we come back. I am still really annoyed that the microphone wasn't on this whole time. Anyway, it's not going to be noticeable at all. Nobody's going to notice that the mic wasn't on. Anyway, the next step is we are going to start making the egg yolk. So have you got the powder there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so open up the powder. I've got the milk ready. We're just going to put the powder into this mug along with 50 cc of...
That's 5 times the ejaculate.
That's right. 50 cc of milk. Now, this is cow's milk, not man milk. So keep your mind out of the gutter.
It wasn't until you put it there.
Yeah. And so, yeah, let's give this a stir. We can use the whisk.
Oh. Now, I've mixed tea and coffee this way, so it's
Are we
it's
supposed
not super effective, I'll be honest.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it's just as effective, if not equally effective, as using a teaspoon. Let's have a look. Well, it smells good. There's that. Okay. Well, I guess it's just milk and sugar, really, so what do you expect? Now, let's go bung this in the microwave, as they say, for a minute. And we'll be right back to pour this in the mold. I'm back from the microwave, and almost as you'd expect, disaster has struck, because as soon as I opened up the microwave after putting it in for a minute, I realised it's probably on the wrong heat settings, and most of the milk mixture has gone everywhere. It just spilt all over the inside of the microwave.
Wow!
Yes.
That was your face.
And so we've got a hell of a lot less of the milk mixture than we should have. Now we know, for the future, for everything else that we need to microwave for this, not to do it as long, or as maybe do it in increments and check on it. So we're supposed to pour this in little by little, which I can't help thinking of that Robert Plant song when I read that phrase. We might have enough to get by. Maybe they do allow for some breakage. All right, that's all we have. Oh dearie dear. That's I think that's slightly less than we should have, but
you can see the intended.
Yes, maybe if I jiggle it a bit. Yeah, it's all solved. I'm going to taste this little drop as well.
All right, now we put that in the refrigerator.
Yeah, we're supposed to put that in the refrigerator, and in the meantime, we'll be back very shortly to make some beans. All right, now we're going to make our green beans. So Linda just prepared while I try and squeeze it next to the tripod, prepare the green packet while I prepare 15.
Sorry,
Did you breathe in the dust?
I just smelled them, and it smells like it's like pure plastic.
Oh, I can smell that too. What the hell? Why does it smell so bad?
I don't think it's food, to be perfectly honest. I think it is.
I guess
plastic.
Well, one of us is going to be eating it and finding out. So I guess I'm going to put 3 spoonfuls of 5 to make 15 cc, or milliliters as we have here. There we go. Hope you're ready to put that plasticky green stuff in.
It's currently not very green.
Oh, it will be. It will be. Let's do it. Oh, I don't know what
that is.
I don't know what that's supposed to smell like. It smells like... I was going to say it smells like a cross between lime and poison. But it just smells like poison.
It smells like burning plastic. And you're like, I should not be smelling this.
It's
like gets to the back of your brain.
It's certainly an acquired smell, if there is such a thing. Can you double check the instructions and see how long we're supposed to stir this for? I guess until it's all green.
Until it's mixed.
Maybe until it stops smelling.
Look, while you're doing that, I can pull back the curtain a bit.
Oh yeah?
And reveal
what a disaster.
How you come up with ideas for your little show.
Oh, okay, well, do tell.
So, as you know...
Pulled them out of my ass, but...
Well, close.
If you've got a different...
as you know, you always get like a catalogue like this, and you just thumb through it to a random page, and that's your next video idea. Oh, looks like you're going to be doing... I don't know what this is.
Well, that's basically how we prepare all of our food in our little... Oh, that's a little supermarket. Oh, I do like that. And I'm glad that we can bring back little as an adjective. This is looking pretty good. Should we just stick this in the mold? What do you reckon?
I don't know, why not?
It smells better. Maybe it's kiwi fruit flavour? Alright, how the heck am I supposed to get... So Linden has Okay, maybe I'll hold them and you spoon them in nice and evenly.
I'm going to put it on your hands on purpose.
Oh, I see. It's working actually quite well. Just move your hand for a sec. Look at that. Look at that. It's... Maybe if I put it here... Yes, look at it. It's actually working quite well. All right.
I need to be a
bit more.
left-handed.
That's it. Brilliant. Now everyone at home can see. I'll shake it a bit. It's getting there, look. That last one's, it's dripping down, as you can see.
The other ones are sort of emptying a bit.
There's a really angry bird outside right now. It's looking for one of those little green pigs to kill. It's gonna,
What?
It's going to fling itself into a structure.
That's a Kieran joke if I've ever heard one.
People out there will get it.
Oh, I get it now, yeah. I've never played it, so...
All right, we're going to need something to poke these down with. I don't think the end of the spoon is going to suffice. All right, let's... I'll give it a go. Why not?
I'll just give it some
Jesus
time.
Christ, bird, just shut up.
Do we have to put it in the cooler?
I don't think so. Let me find something and I'll see if I can poke it down.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to...
Oh, they were sorting themselves out all right.
Yeah, they were doing a fairly decent job of sorting themselves out.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's just the air pressure.
Dun, 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 dun.
The air can't, like, escape.
Well, we've got some really solid ones. Oh, get in there. Do you reckon I should stick it all the way in?
No.
I think, yes, you're right. No is the answer there.
Hindsight's 2020.
I'm trying to...
What this is.
I'm trying to disperse it a little bit.
I think just patience, and also... Is it coming apart? No, it's fine. Just have a bit of patience. It'll sort itself out.
On that side, it looks great. I think this will work. I'm confident that this will work. I don't know if we're supposed to put these in the refrigerator or not. We'll find out in the future. Let's move on. All right, now it's time to make the hamburger. Nailed it in one. Perfect. All right, so it's eventually going to go in here, but first we need to get a mug. And look at how we've coordinated this. It's beautiful. It's like a beautiful ballet. We're going to put 20 cc or milliliters of milk in the mug.
2 ejaculates.
Yes. Cow milk. I won't make the same joke twice. And then... Oh, you weren't even ready with the packet. What happened to this coordination? Oh, it's ruined.
I was too busy. Oh, I don't even know how this... Oh, there we go.
Hopefully this smells a lot better
Oh, that's a good
than
point.
the green beans. I'm really
Didn't even consider
If this turns
smell.
out to be like a beef flavour straight away, I am going to be incredibly upset.
Okay.
You smelling it?
Oh, do you know what? You got your wish. It smells like a chocolate cake.
Oh, thank goodness. It smells like hot chocolate.
That's a good point.
All right.
Well,
give this
you'll be able to tell the difference.
So this is essentially going to be like a hot chocolate. And I don't feel like there's enough milk. Fingers crossed. I don't feel like there's enough milk to make as much mess as the egg yolk did in the microwave. But I'm actually going to adjust the settings because, you see, the thing is, as a man, you're sort of like legally obligated not to fiddle with the wattage settings on your microwave, even if cooking instructions ask for it, because you're like, oh, microwave's a microwave. You know, it's all the same thing at the end of the day. This is looking a lot lighter brown than I was expecting. Maybe the glaze will really help sort that out. It does say mix well.
Don't mix poorly.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that this is mixed enough because I'm already bored of mixing this. All right, let's pop this in the microwave for a minute and 15 seconds. Oh, I'll read the instructions. We'll find out.
Are we recording?
Yes, we're recording. And a pro tip for anybody who's thinking of getting one of these kits, if it says microwavable on the front, don't get it because there is no easy way to do any of these microwavable dishes. There's no way of adjusting on our microwave. There's no way of adjusting the wattage. We just have power levels. That doesn't mean anything unless we're Dragon Ball Z.
I feel like it's like you're running out of time to get this out.
Oh, yes. I was doing my trademark
Leaving no
gas
stone unturned.
But I'm just annoyed because... Well,
there you go.
there we go. Look at this. I think it fits the mold perfectly well. Look, it just cooked in the microwave. If anything, we should have ignored the instructions. Well, how would we have known?
Do you know, I think it's fine. I think it's fine for intended purposes.
Well,
I think it's time to start plating up.
I think so
we should
too.
inspect the green beans.
Oh yes, we definitely should.
How Now, I'm just looking at the, if it will focus. There we go. I can see a bubble. So I don't know how set that is. Oh, actually, it has sort of set like a...
I checked it before.
Like a jelly. So
it is actually quite set.
I feel like we live risky and just crack it open when the time calls for it.
Yes. All right, let's get everything and put it together. Oh, I'm excited. Alrighty, we've got all of our stuff now. I think it's time to plate up.
We've raided Grandma's house.
Yes, for her plate. Why don't you start on this thing
On the brown food.
and the demi glaze
And the brown sauce.
Oh, look at that! It doesn't look like the mold, but I think that looks decent. I'm going to start while you prepare the glaze, attempting to get the egg out.
Do you know what this sort of smell reminds me of? It reminds me of being like a kid at like a school like excursion or like a school camp. And they'll have like a dessert that probably smells like, you know, those sort of like cheap...
oh, yes. Like you think you're going to get a decent chocolate cake, but instead you're getting like almost like a cheap Sara Lee Woolworths home brand cake that never tastes particularly good, but you're just happy to be on like a ski trip with your classmates or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
Something like that, yeah.
You're going to word it exactly the same.
So, if we're assuming that everything I've said prior is correct, and this is called like a hamburger.
I thought I said that in the intro.
You did. Because you're very clever. So since you're so clever, what would you call an actual hamburger then?
What do they call hamburgers in Japan? I'm really struggling to get this out, by the way.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it.
So I'm gonna try and do this on camera. Ooh. Just. Oh.
He might be able to just peel those out easier than I can get this out. It does say in the instructions just to sort of like work it out with this, but I feel like I'm just ruining it. Maybe because I already ruined the egg in a way, it's just not going to come out as delicately. Oh, look at that.
Time for your beans.
Look at that. Lay them out delicately like you're in a Michelin star restaurant. And I'm going to try and...
Well, when I was a baby, I was referred to as the Michelin Man.
It's because you look like the Michelin Man. You are an adorably chubby bubby. Let's just say that. Maybe we can cut in some footage of Linden as a baby right here.
When you have a lot of horses under your hood, shouldn't you have Michelin high-performance tires?
Who am I kidding? I don't have any footage of Linden as a baby.
So the shape's a bit weird. Like, they've got like little like...
Ignore
look
what's
at the
going
tops.
on to the left of frame.
Ignore the man behind the curtain. Now slap that on top, but slightly obscure. Kieran is fondling the egg on the table.
Shh, no one can see. All right. There we go, and the yolk won't fall off.
Well, that's why I said put it like... There you
Perfect.
go.
If someone served that to you in a restaurant, you'd be like, whoa, what did I deserve to get such a fancy Michelin star meal? If Gordon Ramsay was here, Lyndon's running off, I don't know why. Probably to vomit from the sheer disgust in seeing the meal in its entirety. In full transparency, the yolk didn't come out right. I did have a spoon, but Lyndon has very kindly run up to the kitchen.
Here we are.
And grabbed a
Bottoms
knife and
up.
fork. All right, so here's the bit that everyone's been waiting for, the taste test. Well, I think I should start, as I usually do, with the greens. So I like that I've got a knife. Like I really need a knife. But,
You say that, but wait until you try and get into the egg.
Oh, that's never going to focus. But yes, let's try this. Interestingly enough, it does taste like lime. That horrible smell has finally dissipated. That horrible smell has finally disappeared, and it just tastes like almost like a very soft lime-coloured jelly lolly. Not as terrible as it smelt. Lyndon's working on some dynamic camera angles there. I will try... Should I try both together, or...
Sure.
The cake separate? Why don't I try the cake separate and the egg separate and then both together? No one else has anywhere to be right now. So I've got plenty of cake here. That's actually not bad at all. Surprisingly so, that's not bad at all. Now let's try it with the egg. And I will try and get some of the the really, really solid yolk.
Just to have it
Just have the whole yolk.
on top.
Let's have some of this.
How is it?
It's actually fairly tasty. The yolk is actually fairly tasty as well, as is the egg. The thing is, it's freezing cold because it's been in the fridge for an hour.
I see.
And the yolk was solid as a rock. I feel like if we didn't screw up the egg yolk, it would have turned out better. But overall, I've got to say, not bad at all. Did you want to try some, Linden?
I'm all right, thank you.
You're all right. You know better. But I quite happily eat the rest of this. I've got to say, this was a pain in the ass to make. This was absolutely a pain in the ass to make. And it's a very small portion that'll probably take me like 2 minutes off camera to eat. But this has been like the best one of these kits that we've had so far.
It looked the best, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. And
considering the amount of effort you had to put into it, it did have the best look.
Yes.
I think. Where the other ones were a lot more fiddly.
Yes.
And it didn't look half as good.
No, but this is actually fairly decent. So this gets a thumbs up from me, I've got to say. I'm quite happy with this, how this turned out. I just wish it wasn't so difficult to make. Along with this video as well, since we lost half the audio at the start. But oh well, live and learn. So yeah, get whatever brand this is. Here it is.
Wow! Wowee.
If you can see a brand on there, shout at me. Maybe it is a Bandai Namco branded thing. But yeah, I've got to say, that's my face. Heart. Oh, maybe that is the brand. Yeah, that's my face right now. I am impressed. I thought this was going to be awful, but it's not bad at all. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.